Right, let's get to it. Sun in my eyes, forgot my hat. So you have to put up me squid a little bit. So let's get to it. Marton Haven Holiday Camp. You know, some of the pros. Central location, straight off the motorway. Local shops quite near to you. There's large Tesco's just right by you, garages. On site, they have the nighttime entertainment, swimming pools, which is good. The caravan itself that we stayed in, or where we're home, I should say, wasn't quite up to par, but we'll go down that in the cons list. So, the site itself is quite nice. It's situated sort of this sort of area. You know what I mean? Look at that. There's a pond or lake at the back end of it, which is near where we're actually staying. And yeah, well, I like coming for these walks around there. It's nice, peaceful, which, you know, anyone knows me knows how much I like walking in the countryside. The people on site, the staff, on the whole, very friendly. Come across at least one, maybe two staff that weren't, which is such a shame. It really is. You know, the reason we come here is because, you know, myself, my kids always loved coming to Havens. We started coming to Havens probably way back when, 98 maybe. And we always enjoyed coming to Havens. So I wanted me granddaughter, who's 4 now obviously, to experience the same sort of thing. Did she enjoy herself? Yeah, I think so. This is our last day here anyway. That's why I decided to do the video. Just wait and see what my final thoughts were. So I'm going to sit down on this bench for a minute and have a chat. So, have a look where I'm sitting. That's great, isn't it? Right, so there's things about the camp. It's kind of got very, very commercialised. I understand 100% that businesses have to make money. You know, they are businesses. But for me and the kids, I think it's lost the charm. I'll be honest. Maybe it's just this camp. I'm hoping other havens are better. Because I came here probably 16 years ago, maybe. And at the time, obviously, we were a lot younger. The kids were a lot younger. And, yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves and everything else. But this time, not so much. There's so much I had issues with this camp this time. The van, to start off with. There's so many things wrong with it. It's unbelievable. But, you know, I mentioned it, they come and sort out a couple of bits, but it kind of spoils the experience a little bit for me, and my kids a little bit. My granddaughter's 4, she doesn't know the difference. So yeah, nighttime entertainment, let's talk about that to start off with. Do you know what? Coming nighttime entertainment, for me, at Havens, was brilliant. Absolutely, I really used to enjoy it. You know, you get the bingo, maybe 5 till 6, 6 till 8, you get kids clubs, they do the little game show stuff and things like that. And yeah, that's brilliant. It really is. You know, then you get normally the on-camp staff doing something for maybe an hour and a half, which again, you know, generally always good. I've always enjoyed that. And then normally you get a visiting act or something like that, or they do a night disco or something like that for the kids, which, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it used to be one of the main reasons I used to love come to Haven. Apart from what was on site and what you could do here, you have a week away or 2 weeks away relaxing. But the nighttime entertainment for me always made it. You know, every night we'd spend the whole night up there and thoroughly enjoyed it. Unfortunately, this is where it falls apart. So, entertainment on site. Disappointed, to be honest. They do the bingo, and yes, they try and sell you all the tickets and everything else. 2 number way on a couple of nights, really enjoyed that. And again, that was great, no problems at all. Thoroughly enjoyed that. The people running it, you know, what are they called? Blue coats, what are they called? They were good. I like them. They were interactive. They made funny stuff up as they were going along and things like that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. 6 to 8 o'clock, they bring out the characters and they do the game shows for the kids. Again, you know, my granddaughter enjoyed some of that, to be honest. Not all, to be honest, which again was a little disappointing because I kind of wanted her to get the same feel from what we used to all get years ago. But okay, we'll let that go. Now, this is a biggie for me. The on-site people that do the entertainment. So disappointed. It's the one thing that I always look forward to coming to Haven. But generally, the people they get to do the nighttime entertainment, to do their own shows, you know, is normally, you know, really good. Really thoroughly enjoy it. But not so much this time. You know, you basically had 5 people, 3 girls, 2 blokes. Both blokes, you know what I mean? You could see that they do try, and you know, I'll give them A for effort. But their singing voices were so flat. When the girls would sing and they would join in, you know, it wasn't just me saying this either. There's quite a few people. They were just killing off the songs most of the time. You know, they were all enthusiastic about trying to get the acts done and everything else, which is fine. But their voices just so low toned, it just killed it off. So that's the blokes, the girls. Now, there was 3 girls. One of them seemed to be a dancer most of the time, and 2 of the others sing. But then there were times when you had all 3 sing. Did I enjoy them? You know, I'd love to say yeah. I really would love to say brilliant, absolutely great. But not so much. Again, they were okay. Certain songs weren't too bad. I think they need to sort of do it to their voices, if that makes sense. But yeah, unfortunately. But the key thing, even with all of that, I mean, even the male singers, even though they had such a low tone when they were singing, the thing that killed off all the nighttime entertainment was the music. It was so loud. You know, one of the girls, I think she actually was probably one of the main singers. Because she has such a good, I think she probably did have a quite decent voice. But the problem was, the music was so loud. You know, didn't matter where you sat. I don't know where it's come from that people feel that they've got to blare music out more than actually listen to the talent of the people singing. You know, after a while, you know, quite a few nights, we got to a point where it was just, you know, you're struggling, you couldn't hear the singers, it was too loud, and we ended up leaving. But we weren't the only ones. You know, when the first week of August, and halfway through the night, the show bar is half empty. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe more people going abroad, but I've never ever known that at Haven. When I've gone to Havens in the past, you know, you'd have the show bar completely rammed, packed all night long. Nobody wants to leave. You'd see the parents wanted to stay, so the kids would end up falling asleep across the seats. You know, how many people have ever seen that? You know, and you'd have people standing at the back because they can't get a seat. Which, you know, I've been in that situation, it's very frustrating. But at no point did you feel like you weren't going to get a seat. It was, again, very disappointing for me, you know, because of the amount of times I've been here in the past. Whereas, obviously, you know, for my granddaughter, on the whole, not too bad. But, you know, sometimes you need to pick the songs that you play as well. I mean, I don't know if it's a copyright thing, I don't know. But there was a point where you had like a show that the girls did. There's 4 of them that sung all these songs and everything else. Now, apparently, my daughter told me I'm getting old because I don't recognise the songs. Quite possible, to be honest. But for me, the difference was that you had all these young girls between 3, 4 up into 7, 8, something like that, all standing on the dance floor. And while they were performing, they just stand at the edge of the stage, just look at these people performing. There's no real interaction, however much the girls on stage tried to get them. And it was really disappointing to see. But then when the girls came off stage for a halfway interview, they put on, let's say, poppy, dancey type music. And all the girls on the dance floor jumping around like lunatics, dancing, singing to her, having fun. And that's the difference. My advice to anybody paying for entertainment, pick the songs better. You can pick well up to date modern songs, but a lot of kids in that, you know, they might know them, but I think they just prefer songs that you can sit there for and jump around and sing to, more like Taylor Swift songs, Miley Cyrus, things like that, you know. But when they came on, the kids literally all started singing, jumping around, you know, dancing. It was great fun to see. Now, I don't want to just stand here and not the entertainment tonight, because for me, you know, yes, it wasn't great for me and everything else. There were stages when my granddaughter, you know, just wanted to leave, mainly because the sound of coming from the speakers was so loud and overbearing. It was just too much for her. So my advice again for Haven, tone down the bass. Let us hear the people singing. You know, kids much prefer that. They really do. I mean, you're blaring it out, eventually you're going to chase away the adults who are the ones who pay your bills, chase away the adults who will then take their kids. You know, I mean, it comes out of this simple thing. My granddaughter enjoyed herself mostly, which at the end of the day, the holiday is more about her. So I won't knock it for that. She was entertained enough. But we're going to try it again next year, go to another Haven and see, maybe it's just this camp, I don't know. But the entertainers on site used to be absolutely brilliant. Look at this view. Look at that. See Blackpool Tower in the background? But yeah, the singers and the people on site used to be brilliant. You know, they really did. I mean, I know they've got to make money again, but you know, they had a meet and greet with the main character on site, and I don't understand why you've changed the names, but fine. But you know, again, it's meet and greets. You go along, you have to pay for different stuff. But you know, I remember like always seeing the characters walk around site. You know, it's not just around the clubhouse. I remember seeing just walking around site and walking past people mobile home and kids getting really excited because they've seen them. You know, it's silly things like that. You know, they have these little carts that you can pedal around. You know, £16 an hour. £16 an hour. You know, which we thought about when we were on the way up here, thinking, oh, that might be quite cool. But it's £16 an hour. I will keep going on about that. And then when you compare in mind when we are at Blackpool, it's on a hilly camp. You know, the amount of times I see parents, kids and all that going downhill, yeah, it's great. But then you watch them again 10 seconds later and they're all off the thing, pushing it back uphill. £16 an hour, people. Just walking up through the touring bit. Thought I'd just show you some of the scenery rather than just look at my ugly mug. But I think with all the flaws that Haven has, and unfortunately it does have some, I so wanted it to be a lot better than it was. I mean, on the whole, my granddaughter probably enjoyed the holiday, which at the end of the day is the main thing. But, you know, it's a question of, would we come here again? Well, the answer is, and it is totally agreed across the board with my daughter and everything else, no. There's not enough here to bring us back to this camp. As a whole, we were actually quite disappointed with the camp. But, you know, that's just us. Make your own minds up when you come and just see what you think yourselves. Now, staff-wise, let's talk about the staff on camp. The staff on camp, for me, on the whole, have been brilliant. They really have been. You know, the people around camp, the staff serving you, they do their best. I do. You know, they really help out as much as they can. Nice people to talk to. You know, if you want something, they help you as best they can. There's a table service in the show bar, which is really good. So again, you just have to scan your QR code. There's a couple of instances that we had when we were here, and again, they could be just one-offs. Not that for you. The barrier was down. As we pulled up, it came down. And the women's security guard, older lady, was in the booth sort of thing. And I went, oh, excuse me, politely, nothing wrong with it. And she came out and said, I've got other things to do, you know, not just a gate. So she put the gate up, we went through. But again, it's little things like that that just mar your experience of going through. But on the whole, yeah, camp's not that bad. The touring bit as we go through. It's got a big touring area here, which is quite good. Up in front of us is the clubhouse area, which everything's all in one, including the swimming pools all joined to it. You've got the shop here, you've got nature reserve centre here. You know, it's a great place in a way. I mean, it has everything that you kind of would want, to be honest. It's just so many things that let you down here, which is the biggest shame. But we're going to try and get on Havens next year. So when you're up the top here, you have the shop, which is open from 8 till 10, which is pretty good. You got Make 'em Up there, which is good. Seaside Slime. You got the ice cream van, which is quite good. I'll try not to show any kids on the film. You got reception, which is good. You got, but again, on sale things there, which again is good. You have a Papa John's on site, which again is a positive. People love Papa John's. You got a small car park up by the clubhouse. Inside there, you have a look, you got Burger King. Inside there is where you go to all the nighttime entertainment and the swimming pool, park, everything. You have to go through the Boathouse restaurant there, which to me isn't always ideal. I mean, on the whole, I do like the camp. I just think they have some areas they definitely need to improve. I think they've kind of gone so commercial now that, I don't know, maybe it's a bit like Disney. They've lost the magic. And, you know, we're going to go again next year to a different haven and maybe review that one. But for us at the moment, this one doesn't quite tick all the boxes. But it's all up to you guys. what you think when you come here. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And again, on site you have an owner's retreat. So if you did buy a caravan here, you've got your own little bar in there where you can buy drinks, food, and watch sports and everything else. I mean, they all have different like alleyways through and everything else. And once you navigate yourself around for a couple of days, it's absolutely fine. You know, so the things that tick my boxes, even though there's things wrong with the mobile home, it's nice enough. We've got a veranda, which again is quite nice. You've got car parking space next to it, which again is a bonus because we've not always had that in the past. And then obviously you've got the on-site entertainment, which is really good up to a point. You know, like I said, my granddaughter enjoyed it most of the part. You know, I know she does have senses here and now and then, but even for me, how loud those speakers were and everything else, it just overblares it too much. And I actually feel sorry for the people trying to sing, because quite a few, see, oh, there you go, little bunny rabbit. Quite a few of the times they were trying to sing, you just couldn't hear them, you know. And I think that's down to the music just being too loud. For me, this camp gets probably, I don't know, 3 out of 5 maybe. Unfortunately, I want them to do better, I do. For me, this camp is a bit like Disney. Used to love it when I was younger. Unfortunately, the way the world's gone, it's not so great anymore. But like a lot of things, you want it to be. Yeah, I want this space to be special again, like how it used to be. I'm hoping maybe if somebody from Haven or even the camp sees this review, that they improve it. You know, for future generations to come. You know, they used to have more bin sites around the site. Like here, you got a massive green area, which is great for kids to play on. But it's right in the middle. There's nothing around there for the kids to do other than there's grass. So build a little park. You know what I mean? Put a couple of swings, a slide, a roundabout. You know, put the basics in there. Kids will love it at the end of the day. So, the final review, the top 5 pros and top 5 cons about staying at Marton Mere Holiday Camp in Blackpool. So outside today, weather's not too bad. So, let's get into it. So, the pros. Location. Location. Great location. Well worth staying there, just for the location, if nothing else. It's really good. Right off the motorways. Right near Blackpool. It takes you 5 minutes to get down the seafront, 5 minutes to get to the zoo, but even the shop just up the road, the big Tesco, really good location, well worth, big thumbs up for location, definitely. What's the other plus? So 2, food. Now pricing on holiday camps is always a little bit high, we know that, but that's fine. They have on site there the Papa John's, which is good for the pizzas, Burger King. They had a fish and chip shop on site, and they also have the Boathouse restaurant. All do good food. You know what I mean? I won't knock the food or the catering in any shape or form. The app that you use, the Haven app, you can scan the table you're at or anything like that, and they deliver it all to you from any of these locations. Really good. I like the food. The service with the food, yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I had no issues. The only little thing was when we got the fish and chips delivered and all that, when we were in the show bar, they didn't deliver like any condiments with it, so there was no salt, vinegar, sauces with it, which would have been handy if it had been in a little tray. That's all, but it's a minor one. We just had to go and get something. So maybe have an option on their app about getting them delivered as well would be a good thing. The shop on site, it's actually really good. It has it actually has quite a lot of stuff in it, including like a little bakery and all that. Reasonably priced as well, actually. I actually thought the prices in the shop was going to be really, really high. No, not in this case. It was actually quite well priced, actually. But you have to go in there to get the tokens for the laundry, which is next door. Little tip for you, just in case you don't know. 4, good pathways around the camp. And I don't just mean on-site camp, which was all right. It's more about like once you go over the back end of the camp and you've got the like the lake thing they've got there, and there's a load of pathways around that way, and it's really nice, especially for the kids. Go for a nice long walk in the country, and it's nice actually. It's real calming. You see at the beginning of this video, I show you some of the pathways that I walk on. Really, really nice. If you like that sort of thing, it's a big plus, and it was a plus for me. The pools. Now they have an inside pool, an outside pool, and like a little splash area. The kids like them. Granddaughter, she really liked them. The indoor pool obviously slightly heated. The outdoor pool isn't, or the splash area. So I would suggest if you go there, go the outside one first, because it's not as bad. But if you go in the inside first one and then out, it feels really cold when you get the outside one. But again, we like the pools; they were good. The only thing I thought was maybe as a suggestion that they have like a lot more toys for kids to play with in the pool, maybe. But still, all positive about the pool. We like the pool quite a bit. Now, they're the pros. So they're all positives at the end of the day. Now the cons. Music. I've already spoken about this, but number one, the music. You know, not up to par, to be honest. What killed a lot of it off, especially the singers, was how loud the speakers were and the bass. They were so loud you couldn't hear the singers properly. Plus, when you're in the show bar and all that, you also couldn't hear each other talk either side of the table half the time, you know, because you were trying to talk and it was a little here, what? Sorry? Now, I know my hearing's going anyway, but we weren't the only ones. You just couldn't physically talk very well. It was so loud and overbearing. One big thing, which was a massive thing for me, I still had to do a little bit of stuff online and things like this. There is literally no Wi-Fi on camp unless you're actually in the clubhouse, which is very, very frustrating. To me, how much does it cost really to put receivers or antennas around camp for people to be able to use Wi-Fi? You know, we all live off the internet these days, let's be honest, we all do. You know, where you're sitting around camping, that kids, especially teenagers, they want to use their phones and that. But what it turned out, my family as well, we have 3 different networks on our phones as well, and we were barely getting signals on them as well. So me personally, shout out to Haven, put Wi-Fi on camp. It was very, very frustrating not being able to access stuff. Nighttime entertainment was a disappointment. The people on site tried their best, but what was really, really disappointing was the visiting acts. Now, when we've been to Havens in the past, you know, every night, you know, especially height of summer, you'd have maybe 2 big acts that'd be visiting acts. Maybe one's a singer, a magician, they do different shows and that. And normally, you know, they're normally really good at what they do and really, really enjoyed it. But a couple of the acts they had that did turn out, and there wasn't many, very disappointing. In fact, the one thing we did really enjoy was the on-site panto by the people that live there, that work there. We actually thought that was really good. My granddaughter loved that. She thought that was absolutely really, really good. Number 4, the caravan. Very, very disappointed with the caravan. When we turned up, there was dirt still on the carpets on the floor. The sides were sort of wiped down, but when we got things out, some of the plates, saucepans and that, they still had things on them, so we had to do a complete wash up with that. Some of the radiators, especially in the bathroom, they had dust and dirt and along the skirting boards and all that. So, you know, if you want to put your towels on it, it's like, so I'll be honest, you know, I was a little bit niggled. You know, we had to hoover the front room before anything else because there was just bits over the floor. It's like, you know, you pay about 1,400 quid, if not a bit more, to go there for the week. The very, very basic you'd expect is, you know, for it to be clean. You know, if we make a mess and we have to clean up, that's fine. But the first day you turn up, you expect it to be clean. Right, so now this is a big downside as well, the swimming. Now, the pools were good, and I've already said that. The thing that was really, really disappointing is we tried using the Haven app quite a bit because we thought that would be really beneficial. So we kept going on the swimming app, and it just kept saying booked up, booked up, booked up for 2-3 days. So we didn't go swimming for like a few days. And my granddaughter will go, but we just kept going on the app. It's all booked out, and you can book up well in advance and all this. But there's nothing on there to say that there's an area you can just go up and walk straight into the swimming pools. We didn't know this because everything on their sites and anything else says about booking up. So we actually didn't just go walk in to the swimming area. And when we found this little booth thing where you go and you book up activities, I asked about the swimming, and she goes, "Oh no, you can just go in." You know, who knew? We didn't know that because the site said you had to book up, and we were going by the app that we downloaded, and we just couldn't book up onto it. It was really, really disappointing. I'll be honest. And also when we were in there, again, it's a little niggly thing, but the ladder thing to get in and out of the pool, the bolts were like that high. The ladder was moving a bit like that. I mentioned it to some of the people walking around the pool, lifeguards, I guess. If anything happens about it, I don't know. But yeah, again, it was annoying. The booking was very annoying. So it literally does come down to, would we book here again? Not on this site, no. There's not enough here to want us to come this far, because obviously we live on the south coast. Next year, we're going to try maybe Weymouth ones. We've been there before and they were really, really good. So we're going to try them. So unfortunately, the camp gets a little bit of a downer. I really, really do hope that someone from Havens sees some of these and take them as positive suggestions that these are negatives, but do better. Do you know what I mean? Because for years we went to Havens and, you know, it was like some of the best holidays ever. You know, we never wanted to go abroad because Haven kept us in the UK because they were so good. You know, the kids loved them. It was great, you know. So really, really, fingers crossed that Haven do something about that, about those sort of things on camp. And it's not like that on other camps now. Yeah, I don't know. But like I say, we're going to go on the holiday next year, book it up at Haven again, and hope that, you know, it's just a one-off with that camp. But we'll see anyway. So hopefully that review helps you with that one camp anyway. But this isn't reflective of all Havens. You know, all the other Havens that we've ever stayed in have always been really, really good. I'm hoping these sort of things are just, you know, things that they can improve on. I really hope they do. So for now, I hope you enjoyed the review. As normal, hit the like, subscribe and bell icon as you please. It helps with spreading the love, let's say. But yeah, give us a shout out if you need anything, or if you want me to review anywhere, go anywhere. More than happy to try if I can. But until next time, be happy, be safe, and enjoy life. See you soon.